my God. If you guys are not able to listen to the I guess the pre-ejaculation music, you should. It's freaking awesome. Anyway, with the Whiskey Rebellion Barcast, and we're back again on a Thursday, rocking it out. Hey, Reds are in the playoffs, so they're going to get beat. Still, that's 8th year in a row. But hey, that's not what's important. What's important is you're here on the Whiskey Thursday with the Whiskey Rebellion Barcast. You guys know what to do. You got to smash that thing. David knows what all that is with Jennifer Aniston and all. And, and maybe, I don't know, slap it around, this, that, and whatever. But anyway, guys, what's everybody drinking? And welcome to the show.
Taking you out of solo layout. That was way too much.
Yeah.
Dude, I was sitting here like that music. I was like,
see, you were jamming as much as you were mocking it. You were jamming out to it.
That's because it lasts like a half hour.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
30 seconds, man.
Literally.
Hey, don't tell me what time is. I've been going that's a half hour for a long time.
So to answer the question, I am drinking Heaven Hill Standard Fare. I thought I'd crack this, and it's just a standard 80 proofer. And it's quite inoffensive. It's fairly nice. It's nothing special, but it's all good.
Inoffensive.
Yeah, nothing wrong with being inoffensive. Gene, welcome, Gene. Gene's drinking Evan Williams White Label tonight. Nothing wrong with that.
No,
favorite.
I don't disagree.
I've got. I was lucky to score this today. The Redwood Empire's Lost Monarch. It is one of the harder ones to find because I've seen other expressions around. I've not seen this one on a shelf before ever. I happen to be in a liquor store that tends to not really know what they have. And you can get good deals. You can also get kind of crap deals on other stuff based on like they had Willet Pot still like behind the glass. Like this is that kind of place. Seriously, like in the display case with like the like the $300 whiskeys and stuff like that. Willet Pot still's right there, and they have this on the shelf like 3 or 4 going back. I'm not even saying the name of the place. You can hit up in Messenger if you really want to know if you're local in Tennessee. But yeah, it's 90 proof. It's lovely. I'm a big fan of this. I'm really happy I picked it up. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Redwood Empire.
So, but that's a California company, I believe, and I think it's aged in Redwood barrels, right?
I would have to read up on it to really be able to tell you more specifically if someone's more conversant. This is a blend of rye whiskeys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aged at least 3 years. Aging our barrels in Northern California.
All right, who's
it doesn't say the kind of barrels, but yeah.
I know who it is.
This is a nicely balanced ride. You got Billy.
Like, I ain't missing the damn draft with these jokers.
My apologies.
Didn't think it would be.
It's all a bunch of numbers, Billy. It doesn't matter when they draft them.
Yeah.
All right, what about you there, Chuck? What are you drinking?
Well, tonight I'm drinking ginger ale in my glass.
You did this shit on purpose, didn't
Cafe
you?
305 cup. But yeah, just ginger ale tonight because my intestines feel like they're going to go south on me.
I didn't know we could do this show and not drink because I've missed a couple of shows thinking, I've already had some booze this week. So.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, I apologize for not drinking, but
No, I think you're setting the standard here.
For that, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that.
All right, what about you, Rob? What are you having?
I'm drinking some Old Elk wheat. I'm actually finishing my Old Elk wheated. So I got a little bottle kill going tonight.
John, I got some of that as
well. I don't know what I'm going to after that yet.
Yeah, John Harris says he's got the rare bottle of Castle and Key Batch 1.
Yeah, I got that.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff,
I
John.
got it and got it signed thanks to White Mark.
Look at you.
Yeah. You've seen it here at this house, but I didn't let you have any, I don't think. Maybe I might have done. I don't know. Billy, what about you, man? What's going on in the world of Cafe 305 and what are you drinking?
Well, listen, the world of Cafe 305 is keeping me busy along with everything else. So I am sipping on some early age H2O. Straight from the refrigerator.
Early age.
It doesn't come in very hot. It goes down nice and smooth. No, listen, my ass has got to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning and Orlando.
It's chill
by
filtered
8
if I'm not mistaken, Billy. That's chill filtered, isn't
chill
it?
filtered. Yeah.
Yeah.
A charcoal
So,
filter.
a little H2O on the rocks.
You got that
I got to be up at 3 in Orlando by 8. So,
Sheesh.
yeah.
How far of a drive is it from Miami?
Roughly 4 hours.
I was gonna say it's about 4 hours.
Yeah. So
That's
it is. But listen, jobs got to get done. At least the good thing about it is that time of morning, most of the idiots are still in bed.
Most of them.
Yes, we are.
Most of them. So other than that, everything is going well. I mean, keeping busy, extremely busy. Just making it all happen, making it all come together.
Nice.
Glad to see you guys.
Superb.
I'd like to see you as well.
Doc, what are you drinking tonight?
Oh, so
Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second. I just want to make sure Jody got some coffee in him after that picture he posted the other day.
that was today.
Was it today?
Yeah, it was this morning.
Okay. So what was going on? You just
Did you not read my workout? Hold on. So you're gonna sit here and you're gonna bust my balls. Hold on. This is what we're gonna do.
only the big one.
This except well, I wish you'd get that one. This was a running clock. So my workout today, and many of you guys know I work out every day. It's a running clock throughout the entire workout. So first 10 minutes is max aerodyne cows, followed by a 20-minute EMOM of even and odd 5 deadlifts and max aerodyne calories. And then you finish off with 10-minute heavy bag. So it's 40 minutes of continuous work. So I was done. I was blistered. And so if it looks like I need coffee, there's probably a true statement to that at that point.
I thought it was a great picture, and I saw the workout, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'm not made for that shit.
So anyhow, what I am drinking is the company. So I'm
Nice.
having the company tonight.
Nice.
I picked up another bottle today, and I do have Billy's and Chuck's packed up and ready to go, sitting on my table. I just literally have not had the time to get out there. However, I don't have anything to do tomorrow until 1 o'clock when I have a medical appointment. So maybe I can get that put in the mail in the AM. So I'll probably reach back out to both you guys for your addresses and get your special packages sent out to you. Not like the Jennifer Aniston special package, but let's move on to movies.
Yes, let's move on.
Maybe we can fill people in what that means.
Sure.
All right, so this is a fantastic story. So I got to tell our two fans what this is all about. So the night before Mule Day, we're sitting here.
We may lose one of them.
I'm sure demographics.
He's only told the story once today. He's got to tell it at least 3 times. So we're going to hear it now, and then we'll hear it again in the after show. But go ahead.
No, I'm going to log off of the after show. But anyhow, so David and I are sitting here in the man cave watching MMA and stuff like that. Just some masculine stuff, like, just hot stuff. Makes you, amped. And all of a sudden we wanted to watch outtakes of Friends and stuff like that. And so we were laughing along, watching some outtakes of different shows and this, that, whatever. And we both agreed Jennifer Aniston was hot. I said, what if you were like, hooking up with Jennifer Aniston, like it's getting pretty, heated, and you pull her pants down and you get slapped in the face with a dong. And what would be your response? And he said,
She's Jennifer Aniston.
He said, I just turn her around.
Kidding, right? But I know I'm not going to live this down, so go ahead.
So he decided I would just turn her around. I'm like, okay, I guess you're not a bigot. Because I would have been like, I think we're done.
For the record, I don't think that makes you a bigot either. But
okay, well, I didn't know. Yeah. Anyway, so hey, movies and booze. All right. We all know about the John Wick movie. This is how we get views, by the way. All right. You got to make it a little bit edgy. All right.
That's how we get zucked.
Who gives a shit? Then we'll go.
Are we going to be able to broadcast to Twitter soon?
If we get zucked, we'll put our shit live on freaking Twitter where you can say what you want. All right. So it's all good. So everything's happy.
Yes.
What I was going to say is, so we all know about the John Wick and the Blantons, and there's a couple other good ones that have there was a recent one that came out, and they had what was it, Pappy Van Winkle? What was that movie? We were just talking about this, where it was sitting there, right there on the table, on the coffee table, in the movie. I can tell you
Pappy in Yellowstone.
that might have been what it was. It might have been Yellowstone, but it was definitely like a Western style movie. It wasn't an old Western.
Justified
movie.
as well. I know
it might have been that might have been the one I was
it's
thinking.
It's been featured
of,
a bunch of times.
Yeah,
because the guy walks in and can I get Pappy Van Winkle? And like they just pour.
Well, no, this was sitting on the coffee table.
Oh, okay.
I remember that because I remember it from the picture. Anyhow, we all have heard of all these iconic drinks out there, and all of them that people see in different movies, and they're like, "Oh, I gotta have that." That's probably what led to a lot of that, and of course, the shape of the bottle and the little horsey heads. But this is probably led to a lot of speculation of what of different bottles, secondary pricing, and stuff of that nature. So you guys, say you're sitting here watching a movie, and with or without Jennifer Aniston, whatever you're into. All right. So you're watching a movie. All right. And you're just like sitting here, like, what is your go-to drink? I'm just curious. What are you guys into?
Yeah, that was go ahead.
I like the Woodford Double Oak. I think that's a good one to just sit bottle there in front of me with a glass and have 3-4 drinks. I'm a big action movie guy, so for me, usually something in that genre what I'll be watching. And listen, I'm happy. I'll sit there all day. There's been a couple of times when I've literally probably started at 12, sitting in my pajamas watching movies all day. And I look up and it's 9 o'clock at night. And I'm like, oh shit.
Not before, dude.
Yeah.
I can't do that, man. If I drink all day, I'm going to be, first of all, I will be asleep by 4. Third stage of REM sleep. But I also don't drink beer. So maybe if you're pounding, bourbon all day, but I would probably feel like hell. So couldn't do that. What about you, Chuck? And by the way, we're going to have 3 people on the show tonight, not drinking. What the hell kind of bourbon show is this?
One that's going through rehab.
Is it, you guys invite me to a fucking AA meeting?
This is the whiskey rehab bar.
Yeah, after drinking too much last night. So I guess for me it depend on what I was in the mood I was in for. I might grab say a bullet store pick for say like an action movie. Especially if it's like a Stallone movie or something like that, The Expendables. Something like that, and as Billy mentioned, something you can sit down with and really enjoy the flavors while watching the movie.
Yeah, I think
that's basically what I would do.
I think you make a good point there. I think that it really would depend on, what type of movie it is. If you're watching some Disney flick or something like that, I don't really know that having anything more than. It depends on what Disney flick it is, but I can't imagine being too actively engaged in alcohol. But if I was watching like one of my all-time favorite movies or something like that, maybe that would be better. We should have said it that way. If you're watching your favorite movie of all time, or in the top 5, what would you have with it? What would you pair with it? That's a better question.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
So. Mal, we'll start with you and we'll circle back around. Wait a minute, that's a Saki thing. I don't know if I can use it. Is that copyrighted? Circle back around?
I
don't know.
Well, there's no finer evening than sitting watching the Little Mermaid while pounding tequila. But
or pounding yourself.
I kind of I'm a as you guys know, I'm a Star Wars fan, and I am a Marvel fan. So getting back onto Disney flicks, if you like. And if I'm sitting watching a couple of movies, sort of, if I'm watching like a trilogy, sometimes I will have a movie day, and I'll sit and watch, maybe 2-3 movies in a row. Something that's nice and easy to sip, something that I appreciate, something that I feel safe with, like an Eagle Red 10.
I dig it.
It's a good choice.
Yeah. So what is your, so I know you like Marvel, I know you like Star Wars. Is Star Wars your favorite movies of all time?
I've got to say, probably my number 1 movie of all time, this could be a bit divisive, but it's the original Predator movie.
Great movie.
That is divisive. That's a suck ass movie.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Anyway, moving on. I love you, man. I don't mind you being wrong every now and again. That's fine.
Or all the time, it's fine.
No, that would be you, David. Don't let that dog hit you.
By the way, Kara said, "Yummy day, gentlemen." So
yummy back.
Yummy day to you too,
what's up, Kara?
All right, so Rob, what about you, man? What's your movie? What do you want to pair it with? Or do you have more than one that you would pair it with? Who knows?
I mean, all-time favorite movie. Watch it every time it's on TV. Have it on DVD. Have it on VHS. Godfather Part 1. I mean,
that's a good one.
There's just and I'm probably doing some sort of it may not be doing a straight bourbon. I'm probably doing some sort of an old fashioned or a whiskey sour.
There you go.
You know, pour a nice, use some old Overholt bottled and bond rye. Do a nice
Manhattan or something
sour or a nice old fashioned with it. That's usually where I'm heading. And maybe I'll move on to something when we get into the take the cannoli, leave the gun scenes. I may move up to a little something a little stronger in some makers, which I'm about to get into myself.
There you go. Kara says whiskey sours are her jam.
Love a good whiskey sour.
I'm with Kara there. So, Mark, I don't know if you can talk because you got driving Mark on.
Yeah, I'm not driving right now, but favorite movie, Once Upon a Time in America. And so because of the time frame, nice. I would have to have some Knob Creek with that. That was my first bourbon, so we go back together like that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Good movie.
Now, enough bourbon. I don't know if I'm gonna make the whole 3 hours, but it depends on which Knob Creek it is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. For a long movie, you may struggle by the end.
Yeah. That's a bottle kill or a nap.
Push pause, take a nap, wake up, and watch it later. That's cool. And what about you, Billy?
The one movie that I say every time it's on TV, I even have it on DVD. Don't even have a DVD player. Favorite actor.
Name here.
One of my favorite actors, Keanu Reeves. Point Break, the first one.
Yes,
the original.
I don't know, just an all around good movie. I think it's got some good action, good plot to it, and not to mention you got Keanu Reeves and
you got a man crush on. I'm with you.
Yeah. And I forget the
Gary Busey. Is that his name?
Gary Busey and Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze, which is dead now.
Yeah. So that would definitely be it. And for that, I would probably do, because I like the movie a lot, so I would do something like a Buffalo Trace to start out with, and then probably move into something like a Smoke Wagon or something like that. And once I start a movie like that, I'm probably going to Predator next. I like that. Training Day. And curious enough,
we know you like that one because of your sayings.
Yeah, exactly. But Chuck mentioned Bullet, and he mentioned The Expendables. Jesus Christ, I'm having a brain fart today. Stallone actually has a movie called Bullet to the Brain. And in it, Bullet is like the star drink. So every time he walks into the bar, he's getting Bullet. And the bottle's clear as day. So it's like one of those movies that I can clearly remember Bullet being like the prominent drink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. So what about you there, David?
For myself, I've hemmed and hawed about this since you started asking what the favorite movie is. I would probably go with Interstellar. I'm a big sci-fi geek too, but I really enjoyed that movie when it came out. It was like kind of like mind expanding or whatever. And knowing I would probably move through, because it's a long movie, I'd probably move through quite a bit of a bottle. If I was sitting there drinking and watching it the whole time, I would think like a Maker's 101 or something like that, or Maker's 46, like a store pick or something like that. It's like a little bit nicer, but not too fancy, something a little bit sweeter. So I can enjoy it the whole time and not feel like it ever gets to be too much. That's probably what I would do.
And just a side note, if I looked up Sci-Fi Geek, I'm almost sure there would be a picture of you, David, next to it. I'm almost sure.
There'll be a picture of me next to Mal, probably.
Be him
He's
and
down there in
Gonzo.
the corner. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
So for me, you know, I him and hauled about it as well, because I'm sitting there going, all of these, everything you guys have picked are great flicks. Really, even to include Predator. I mean, I like them all. I think they're all pretty great movies.
That's a classic.
I'd agree with you. It is something that if it was on, I'd watch it. But if I had to pick my favorite, and that's hard because I would immediately say Blazing Saddles is one. American History X is one. Casino is
Good
one.
choice, yeah.
And and then of course I love the John Wick trilogies or sagas. Yeah. Those are all great freaking flicks. And so for those, and I said Casino, I think as well. For those, I'm probably quite honestly, except for the John Wicks, because it's multiple movies. Any of those, I'm probably going to break out something pretty good to have, because I know I'm going to be sitting there, and it's not that would be like a luxury with the luxury, if that makes any sense. It's not something. It's not something that you get every day. You know, like my son was just talking about American History X the other day. He got to see it for the first time. He was like, "Oh my God, Dad, that is an intense movie, but really good." I'm like, "You do understand there's a story to it, right?" And he goes, "Of course, that's what I like about it." And I'm like, that's the main part of it. That's the reason why it's so well written, you know? But I've always loved Casino. I love the parts in that. That's a really long ass movie though. So you might want to slow it down a little bit. But to answer my own question about what I would pair it with, it really depends. I could see any of those movies being 107 night, you know, Blanton's night on any of them. Only because I have Blanton's. I would say that if someone else who doesn't, maybe they would pick something, obviously something different. But then also,
man, that is a great answer.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But
he said Blade Runner paired with Makers 46. Yeah, Blade Runner is really one of my all-time favorites. Ooh, that's
Blade Runner with Johnny Walker, because they'd done a 2046 bottle, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
But I also have to say that
love those movies.
I love Christmas movies, and they're like really big deals with me. And the midwinter night drum is what I have every year with like Christmas Story.
You are a Hallmark guy, aren't you?
Yeah, and of course, and then the
Home Alone.
I like that one, but I also like I'm trying to think of National Lampoon.
National Lampoon.
Yeah.
Hey, I just watched Die Hard the other day. What a great Christmas movie, right?
Oh,
I agree. I agree.
And listen, for me, it's tradition. Every Christmas that I watch Die Hard, and when I do it, I literally turn my phone off. I'm not going anywhere. You know, listen.
I have the Christmas book of Die Hard, like the little kids drawing and everything. I'll show you. I mean, I can't show you right the same, but I'll post it later.
Did you guys see the Christmas tree decoration I made last Christmas?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I love that one. Yeah, it is the perfect Christmas movie.
And then, of course, I leave down in the man cave. I have a Preds tree, which is all blue and gold, and it's for the Predators, our hockey team. And I leave it up until the season's over, and then I bring it back up when the season starts again. So it's going to get.
Did I hear you mention you're 8 years in a row now?
8 years, yeah. You guys are 16, I believe, right?
16, baby.
Yep.
they don't get past the first round this year, but you know.
Now, see, I like the soundtrack to Purple Rain. I think she's all over it there. Like the soundtrack to Purple Rain is awesome. The movie,
yes, it is.
I'm glad I seen the movie. I like it on occasion. Like I have to be in the mood for it. You know, like I'm having like a Prince. I need my Prince fix, you know, but it's not something that I crave for as a movie. Now the soundtrack, the record, it's in the top 5 of musical publications of all time, in my opinion.
Masterpiece, yeah.
Yep.
So, you guys see Kara's comment here?
That's the reason why I was responding to that.
Yeah. Okay, I mentioned Angel's Envy there. What turned me on Angel's Envy was actually a TV show that turned me on to Angel's Envy. It was Lucifer.
Yes, that's a show. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of, have you guys seen that new show on Netflix?
The first couple of seasons, he actually used to drink Angel's Envy, which I thought was hilarious. You know, obviously being the devil, playing the devil or whatever. and that's what turned me on to Angel's Envy, and I ended up finding like hunting down a bottle over here, and absolutely love it. And I've always got a bottle of Angel's Envy on the back shelf there.
Hey, listen, one other thing, let's not waste it. That Prince is the only guy that can wear stilettos and take your girl all at the same time.
Him and Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons the same way.
Yeah,
Paul Stanley.
And I remember watching Purple Rain for the first time. I was like, is he wearing heels? Right.
And he ran kind of dainty too, you know? Oh my God.
I was like,
okay.
okay.
Go ahead. Well, I was going to say, I got sort of a special request in Messenger. And just bear with me on this. Someone wants to know what whiskey you could possibly pair with Flaming Hot Cheetos. Like if you were going to eat Flaming Hot Cheetos as a snack and you were going to drink whiskey with it, what would you put those two things together with?
Nothing high rye. Nothing high rye.
See, I would think the opposite, because like those are already going to like annihilate your palate to begin with. So
nothing high rye.
No,
is
this person even old enough to drink? Because the only people I know eat the Flaming Hot Cheetos are like my kids.
Yeah.
I don't mind a good Flaming Hot Cheeto, but I'm probably not pairing a bourbon with it. I'm probably pairing a beer. Something that's gonna give a little bit of, you know, like a heavier porter that's a little nitro porter that's gonna kind of cream it down and give a little like smoothness to it. I'd have to think
put the fire out.
Yeah,
I would go a fruity. I would go a fruity IPA. A fruity IPA if you had to do bourbon, like a sweet wheat.
If you had to. Okay.
That's funny you were just saying sweet wheat, because that was what I liked about this specific version of Woodford that we had that was the bottle for the Whiskey Rebellion, is that it was really sweet, but it was solid. It was just a nice, comfortable.
That was a good pour.
Very nice pour. I almost bought some more today.
Actually, I just cracked open the PA version, the PA release of a Maker's, and this is actually got a nice bit of sweetness to it. I'm a little surprised. I wasn't expecting that much sweetness out of it. I mean, I know it's a wheater, but
and you know, definitely. For me, if somebody's gonna have Flaming Hot Cheetos and bourbon, the reason I say don't, only because if you're gonna spend any kind of money, even if it's $20 on a bottle, I think it would be a complete horror show for you to waste it that way.
I had a response, and I should have said, "Drink Jack Daniels."
Because I was thinking, like, I don't even know if I've ever had Flaming Hot Cheetos, but like I can imagine it's just gonna wreck your palate, right?
Oh, of course.
What whiskey would you drink with something that's already wrecking your palate?
Not that spicy, dude.
And so I was honestly thinking like Rebel 100 or something like that, or like a Templeton Rye or something that's going to be an inexpensive, honestly, like spice forward rye, because like you might as well, if you're already going, you're already grabbing the bull by the horns and bludgeoning your palate.
Out. Listen, if somebody was in my house eating hot Cheetos and asked for bourbon, I'd be like, bitch, the door. Out. So
that brings up a real question. What is the demographic that
the person who asked that question is probably watching this show? Just so
I'm just my point being is, though, what is the demographic of the person that eats Flaming Hot Cheetos? Like, is it a young person? Are they a specific ethnic group or racial background? Or I mean, what type of individual buys it? I'm curious. That's a marketing thing. No, that is true marketing. It goes into segmentation marketing. That is a true thing.
What I think is this: seeing here that we all are more mature, I think we like the classics, Doritos, Lay's, potato chips, Ruffles, things like that. Yeah. The whole Flaming Hot Cheetos, I mean,
that's Mountain Dew, that's Mountain Dew and blue. What is it? Freaking blue Gatorades or
Fireball.
So
he said fire. Gene said Fireball. I thought that. I was like, you might as well, but like, I can't really, in good conscience, recommend Fireball to anybody for any reason. And
I feel
if you're eating Flaming Hot Cheetos, don't drink the Fireball, snort it.
Do a Ozzy Osbourne drink. There you go. There's the answer. If you're going to have Flaming Hot Cheetos or whatever they're called, what you do is You drink whatever you want to first. Piss it on concrete. Lick it up.
Jesus.
Have you guys not seen The Dirt?
Okay, so on that note, here's my thing about the demographics that I think they're going for. They've come out with the Cheetos, they've come out with the ice cream, and Taco Bell has ran crazy with this flaming hot shit. Cheetos, whatever. So obviously, I think they're going after a much younger crowd.
I agree.
I can guarantee. I can tell you what crowd they're going after because at my college accounts we sold a shit ton of flaming hot Cheetos, flaming hot the hot Doritos. Those are what the college age kids were going after. So that's the market that they're going after.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
There you go. But I like how you brought up like other like regular Doritos or Lay's potato chips. Like, what other like snack pairings would you have if you were just drinking whiskey?
I like spice. I like spice, but I hold flavor over spice any day of the week.
Sure.
The flavor's got to be there. The spice can be there if needs be. No problem at all. I like spice, but it's got to be tasty. It's got to be flavorful. It's it's got to be natural in flavor as well.
And as somebody who's dealing with a lot of food, I look at it like this. If you're going to have bourbon, I think you should have it with something that can be either a complement to it or something that provides a nice balance. You know, a grilled steak, chicken, brisket goes well with bourbon. You know, something that's a little bit more hearty.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to sit down with some McDonald's and then some bourbon because the salt is just going to kill it. For me, the biggest thing is this. If you're going to have bourbon, enjoy it. You paid for it or somebody gifted it to you. Just enjoy it. And by having all these kind of weird flavors, I think you're going to do anything but enjoy it because let's just go with the flaming Cheetos. You're not, like David was saying, you're not going to be able to taste anything after that. But really and truly, if you've had some good brisket with some bourbon, the flavors all kind of go together. Even like a bourbon and a cigar. Rob can attest to this. It all kind of goes together. So something so over the edge, flavor-wise and spicy-wise, I just don't see it going well. And I think it's just going to be a waste of your money.
Gotcha. Yep. And Gene said some good homemade Chex Party Mix. I can endorse that. If you're snacking, like you get the whiskey munchies, but you're not necessarily done, drinking either. Like those things that go together.
Yeah.
We've got Iceman.
You need peanut M&Ms for that.
Tapatito Doritos.
No, peanut M&Ms with bourbon.
Peanut M&Ms is a good show.
He's sitting there thinking, if you aren't having clear ice with whatever you're having as a snack, that was just straight up lie there, Jack.
We put some clear ice on his flaming hot Doritos.
So what are I love to, if I'm saving a bourbon towards the end of dinner or I'm snacking post dinner, getting a little dessert, it's going to be a good high percentage dark chocolate in a bourbon.
High cocoa chocolate, yeah.
Yeah, like
I can see that.
65 plus, 65 to 75 plus. And I'm probably going to pair it with something like a Maker's Mark that's got that little bit of a sweeter kick.
Sweet to go with the bitter, yeah.
You get a good bit of bitter when you get up over 65% on the dark chocolate. So.
Yeah. Guys, I want to circle back. I got a question about bourbon in the movies. So do you guys think there's a few big companies who are like bidding to have their brand featured? Or do you think the movies or the shows go to the brand and say, hey, we would like to feature? And other thing, do you think we will see more of that?
I think it's more of the movies. And the reason why I say that is because the brand itself has no problem whatsoever pushing their product.
Yes.
So
the movie company may want some extra money towards the movie itself, so the brand can help with that. So they may approach the brand for the extra coin, the extra cash.
I doubt that's in there at all, to be honest with you. I really do.
Really?
Because the brand has. If that was the case, you would see more.
I think it'll be more. I think it'll be more that than the other way around. I think personally. but that's just me.
Yeah, it'd be much more younger whiskey if that was the case. These like newer companies coming out, like for example, you'd probably seen in the latest John Wick, you'd probably seen Smoke Wagon when it first was introduced back 6 years ago, whatever it was. So I think that's what you would see more of if that was the case. I think honestly they come after a specific brand to kind of give that clout that goes with it, like sophistication or badass or whatever it might be. That's just my thoughts.
Jody, they all.
You're familiar with the Kingsman movies? Have you seen the second Kingsman movie, The Statesman?
I think I've seen the first one or two, maybe. I don't know if there's two or three at this point.
Gotta see three.
There's three at this point, but the second one is the one with the old Forrester statesman.
Yeah. What were you saying, Rob?
Sorry, man.
So, from my understanding and from talking with a lot of people, these companies pay a. Oh, Jesus,
that's a shocker.
Sorry, this is like now for something completely different in the middle of this.
All I can say, Jack, is wow.
A truly wild berry with clear ice in my Cafe 305 mug and Tepito Doritos. There you go.
All right.
These, and it doesn't matter if it's a popular brand or not. Blanton's paid a shit ton of money to the studio that did the John Wick movies to have their product placed. Coke, Pepsi, Doritos, all of them. When their products are placed and you can see that label is faced out and you see it prominent in that flick, they're paying a shit ton of money to that movie to have that money to have that product placed.
Whoever started that relationship, it's being featured because somebody got paid to do it. Because you'll notice in a lot of movies and TV shows that the label's turned away, and it's like one of my favorite trivias is like figure out what bottle it is when it's turned backwards or turned to the side.
Yeah,
the shape of the bottle, and I'm like, oh, that's Michter's. That's Michter's. Like I get a big kick out of it personally.
Well, look at that movie or that show that was on television, The Sons of Anarchy, years ago. That one, they had George T. Stagg on it, and the bottle was just right there, sitting proud, and the guy was, drinking, pouring, out of it, or pouring into his glass, but it was right there. I mean, bigger than life. I was really surprised that they, went that far with it.
Sazerac's got the money to. And that's where it doesn't come down to Buffalo Trace. That comes down to Sazerac saying, "Yeah, let's put a good $1 million or $2 million into making sure they see that product."
Yeah. They have to though.
Yeah,
right.
And
I really don't believe that, to be honest with you. I really don't. That's my opinion from a marketing perspective. I don't believe they had to.
So, Joe, do you think that they wanted that to be there for the movie set? It's possible because it's such a big name.
It is. Well, I think they approached Buffalo Trace, Sazerac or whatever. I think that's what it came down to. I didn't find anything online about it. I did a real-time search while we're sitting here talking. I didn't see anything about it. I just don't believe that they did. And the reason why I don't believe that is because they don't need the for anybody to know. I mean, they don't need any more. Like, how many Blanton's commercials have you ever seen? You don't see any.
You don't.
No.
Because they are not on the shelves anywhere. So they don't need any help selling their stuff.
Right.
Whereas I do believe if it was a younger whiskey or a new company or up-and-comer or something that maybe Buffalo Trace was releasing that might be something they want to hit, I do believe that would happen then. But no, I that's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm. And I think I can see that. It's just for instance, I think it was last week I posted a couple of shots from Billions, the TV show that comes on Showtime. Mm-hmm. And Michter is all over this thing. When I tell you, every season that I've watched, and I'm completely up to date at this point, Michter's is probably seen throughout the season minimum 100 times. Mm-hmm. And I think what they do is, like Jody was saying, the sophistication of it all. Because the Michters that they show, it's not the Michters you can just walk in the store and get. It's the 10-year, it's the 20-year, It's the one that comes in a fancy case. Mm-hmm. And in one of the scenes, the guy actually mentioned it was like an $8,000 bottle. Yeah. You know, so it was like, you know, I think they're paying to be in it because it gives them. So, for instance, I'm a Michter's fan. So when I watch Billions, I'm like, oh, even better. So let me go get me some Michters. You know, why not?
Subliminal pairing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You drink along with the cast, don't you? Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's like Jody asked the question earlier about, you know, who are the demographics for the Flaming Hots? Well, you know, these shows are starting to understand that people who like these shows probably like cigars. They probably like bourbons. You know, 9 times out of the 10, they're going to be somewhere blue collar or white collar workers somewhere in there. You know, somebody who doesn't mind getting their hands dirty, a little shadiness to them, or at least they're friends, you know. So, you know, I think they're starting to figure it out. Hell, just imagine if you watched the show only because you saw your favorite drink, you know, advertised, you know, or somebody told you, you know, and you'll just watch it and you get hooked on it, and before you know it, you know, they got another 1 million views off that just because of.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably accurate. I'm sure when they're actually
I'm sure that's
filming, it's just a stage prop.
Yeah.
So have any of you guys, this will bring up, I was going to ask you guys about a series on Netflix, but I'm choosing not to. I want to diverge into a different topic. Have any of you guys been watching that nonsense with, what's his name? Johnny Depp and something beer?
I almost posted a meme in the
dude, that shit is so funny.
Why? Why would anybody want to watch that drivel?
I haven't watched it. I have watched the outtakes, call them outtakes, but the compilations that they put on YouTube. Oh my God, they're hilarious.
Well, the only thing that I noticed that the girl shit the bed.
Yeah, no, she did a delivery of fecal on the bed. That's how he said it.
Delivery of fecal. That's hilarious.
I mean,
I saw the funniest. I can't find it. Go ahead, Rob.
I get there are people who are celebrity files or whatever you want, followers, but does anybody really care about Amber Heard and her multi-million dollars and Johnny Depp and his multi-million dollars and who's gonna get fucking what? Do we really?
You know, unlike Amber Heard, I don't give a shit.
Exactly. But it's real time comedy though. It's real time comedy that you can't beat.
Yeah, sure.
You can't beat the comedy.
It is comedy. I'm not saying it's not comedy, Mark, but like, does anybody really truly give a shit?
Well, the answer is yes, because we have people that care. We got people that care about the freaking you know, what was her name? Meghan Merkel and Prince Harry or whatever the fuck his name is. I'm like, I give 2 fucks about those guys at all. Like, literally, shut the fuck up.
Val doesn't care about him, right?
Nobody over here does, dude.
You guys,
keep them.
We don't want them. We're trying to give them away to freaking. We want to give them away to Canada so they can be up there with, you know, freaking Fidel Castro's son.
We're still trying to give back Justin Bieber.
Y'all, please check the chat. Please check the chat.
Don't send them back here.
Don't send them back here. Like Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
This reminds me of the Chappelle show when they had the racial draft. And the Asian delegation drafted the Wu-Tang Clan. We gave away OJ.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, it was hilarious. But listen, I really don't care about any of it. The only thing from the whole royal thing that even remotely made me watch it was unfortunately when Princess Diana passed away. Yes, I thought that was tragic, but other than that,
I remember when that happened. That was tragic, and I agree that is. And honestly, if anything happened to Meghan and Harry or whatever the fuck their names are, I would care about that too. Like, that would be a tragic thing. I wouldn't want that to happen to anybody, but I feel the same way about the person that lives down the road. Like, I don't want anything to happen to them, you know?
Yeah.
But to sit, I like these royal weddings and all. No, I'm not watching this shit. You know, people are in tears over it, like passing out. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? No. Yeah, like you act like you know
there's
these
this
fucking
cult,
people.
yeah, cult of celebrity. Whether it's and no offense, Matt, I know for a fact you don't care anyway, but like, but that's the thing Americans get told a lot is like, don't talk bad about the Royals to British people because they're going to get really offended. Mal is not one of those people.
I literally give no fucks. I will talk
Generally
to all
speaking,
British
the
people
whole
and say
cult
I
of
give zero
personality.
fucks about all you guys.
I'm like, I don't, like I watched speaking of Netflix show, I watched The Crown, and I'm like, why do we have sympathy for these people who live in a palace and whine about being unhappy? Like, I don't care. I don't care about your problems, man. Like, they're amongst the richest people on earth, and all you do is exist. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah. So yeah, no stuff like that. I listen, but it's I feel like the people who are into that are the same ones who at the grocery store pick up the tabloids and read all the stories. So it's like, yeah,
there you go. Why don't we ask Kara about it?
There you go.
What's your
deal?
She likes the Royals.
Are you talking about the baseball team? Because I like the Royals too. The Kansas City Royals. They
can
rock.
Clarify. She has the opportunity. Kara, you have the floor.
That's one of them.
I just don't get it. Like, if one of them came to like to my university and they're like, hey, the Royals are gonna come speak, I'd be like, yeah, I took off on vacation those days. I really give no fucks. None. Like, I don't care about those people.
He doesn't like the tabloids. Jack Frost said earlier that Depp lost movie roles because of the accusations against him. But
who gives a shit?
KC Royals.
Nice.
I mean,
they haven't really been great since Bo Jackson, by the way, who was fantastic.
Jesus Christ, that long ago?
Well, no, they won a World Series.
They had 1 or 2 years.
Didn't they win one in 15?
Okay.
Yeah. I corrected myself right away. I love baseball. I was just being funny.
Yeah,
Lord,
of course.
don't jump my ass, man.
You need to bring it up every day for the next 4 weeks. Is what needs to happen next.
But Jody, did you see the controversy with baseball now and the baseballs themselves? Players being hit.
It's bad. It is. I've watched a lot of baseball in the last week.
Did you guys see the fight last night though?
Oh yeah, watched it live.
See that guy from the guy from the
Mets and the Cards.
Yeah. He jumped out of the bullpen and went and ran straight. I mean, he jumped over the fence to the bullpen and ran straight out into the field. And I was like, yeah, get into it. That's what I'm talking about.
Spoken like a hockey fan, right?
Yeah. I love baseball. Baseball's my first love. But
sports.
The other day in the hockey game, man. The other day in the hockey game, that I was watching with the Preds. They started this was the other night when they were playing the Flames. And they started the second period with 4 players in the box from their team. Like 4 of their team members are all in the box. And it was people that were unexpected. Well, I mean, not Gino or Tanner Gino. He's known for fighting, and so is Boro. But Roman Yossi and Matt Duchene were both in the box. I was like, what the hell kind of bizarre world we living in? So
nice.
Kara has a Royals cap because it's her initials. There you go.
They what do you call it? ESPN was saying how 19 players were hit in the first 20 games of the season.
For the Mets, they've had
for the Mets.
Mets have had 19 hit batsmen in the first 20 games of the season, which is an insanely high amount of players to get hit with a baseball.
So what's going on? I haven't watched, I'll be honest with you, I have not watched but one game this year of MLB because it's the tail end of college baseball season, and I've been really engaged in that. So what's been going on with the baseball that you guys were talking about?
So the MLB has once again changed the baseball that they're giving the pitchers to use, right? And they talked a lot about it last year where it's hard to grip the baseball to get their pitches. So you've got a lot of pitchers who are losing control and getting those pitches to rise. You know, they're hitting guys in the head, they're hitting guys in the high in the shoulder and the neck. And with the crackdown on illegal substances used to help the pitchers grip their ball, they don't have the control that they had 2 years ago. So there's a lot of things like they're talking about. Okay, we get it. You know, there are a lot of illegal substances the pitchers were using to get that grip. but can we just come up with one substance that will help the pitchers get a grip, that every pitcher can use? And I think somebody called it a sidebar to kind of like be behind the mound. They have their rosin bag, they have their grip gel solution, whatever, and they have something else. But it makes sense to me because there was a couple of the Mets players. There's two guys that were drilled in the head, right at the helmet or right at the ear. There's going to be some serious concussions in baseball. I mean, we know football gets a ton of concussions because of the amount of contact, but baseball's not a sport where you're thinking you're going to get some concussions, man. You get 100-mile-an-hour fastball off the side of the helmet,
I mean,
that shit's going to hurt.
Oh, I forget what's one of the former Marlins players got his whole jaw broke from a pitch.
I believe it.
I forget his name. He went to the Yankees after that.
Stanton.
Yeah.
I was going to say Grant Stanton or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Gant Stanton.
Giancarlo.
Yeah.
And I mean, literally, they showed like his X-rays, and it looked like somebody had took a glass or a plate and fractured it.
Mm.
And the way they had to put this guy's mouth back together was ridiculous. And I was like, if that ball was a little higher and he didn't have on a helmet, that guy would probably be dead.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're pitching way too fast for him not to be dead. Yeah. Can you imagine back in the day though when they just wore like a ball cap?
Well,
but there's a whole thing about just trauma to the head that you wouldn't expect. It was actually you would appreciate this. It was on Rogan a few, or maybe at this point several episodes ago, talking about like one punch kills in just,
I
like,
listened to that
random bar fights. Like you just hit somebody in the head. It actually happened there in Colombia. There was a kind of a famous case, like the one punch, one kick murder. Like this guy just got into a bar fight. Guy hit him 2 times. He fell to the ground and was just dead. Like it could happen real fast.
So I don't know if it's.
Anyway,
I don't know if it's feasible, but a similar thing went through the cricketing world, and now the batsmen not only have to wear a helmet, but they have to wear a grill on the helmet as well to protect the face.
Yep.
So maybe that would be a way forward. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, just look at hockey. Hockey's a perfect example of that. I mean, it was up to, in the 90s, we still had players playing without helmets. And then we still have players playing today without visors. I don't think it's going to be too long before you start seeing the hockey mask like they use in college. What's that?
Yeah, the full cage.
Yeah. Well, several years ago, one of the Pirates players, I don't know if it was the Cobra, but he had a mask on. He had a facial. He got hit in the face, and he wore a full face mask.
Is that Pedro Alvarez that got hit in the face?
Oh no, they called him the Cobra.
Dave Parker.
Yeah.
The Cobra.
Here in Miami, we have this game called Highlight, where these guys basically take a ball.
That ball goes like 180 miles an hour.
My son's been watching that. Yeah, it's like it was started over in China or Japan or something like that.
Yeah, and now those guys, they wear the helmet and a full cage now. And, Highlight has been going on in Miami for, probably 30, 40 years. And, again, those balls are moving around over 100 miles an hour. Can you imagine getting hit with one of those things?
That's an insane sport.
Yeah.
What kind of ball is that?
I don't even – I know –
It's smaller than a baseball.
What's it called again?
It's smaller, but it's Highlight.
Highlight. Jailai.
It's a crazy sport. I know very little about it. I just know.
I thought it was like a wiffle ball, to be honest with you, because way it moves, because it moves crazy.
Oh, it's got it's like that hook thing that they have to like sling it, and it probably increases the velocity at the end of the.
But listen, the speed in which it leaves that little thing and hits the wall. Oh Jesus! No, I wouldn't even play that game. No, that's okay. I'll watch.
It's incredible to watch though.
Oh yeah, but it shows you how much skill it takes.
Oh shit! Yes, yeah. All right. It's an incredible game to watch. can't imagine being in the middle of that shit. Like, no way. And I played cricket for a lot of years, and I mean, it's the cricket ball. I've been hit in the head with a cricket ball. I've been hit in the face with a cricket ball, all over the place, and it fucking stings, man. It really does.
Yeah. And listen, those guys, when in a highlight, they're like stupid accurate. You know, it's like, if you were standing,
I have to be.
Yeah. But can you imagine if you were standing like 100 feet away and one of these guys took an aim at you? Oh shit!
No, just no.
Just fucking no.
It's considered the fastest sport in the world because I think they recorded the top speed of one of these balls going 188 miles per hour.
Wow. What type of ball is it? Does it say?
It's I could look it up, but it's a 125 to 140 gram ball covered in goat skin.
It's a solid ball. It's not like
it's like a small leather ball, basically. 188 miles per hour. Imagine getting hit with anywhere on your body with that. First of all, I can't imagine it not breaking whatever it hits.
No,
even with protection.
I'm a fat guy, and that's going to hurt me.
Man.
Oh man.
How do you spell it again?
I mean,
H-A-I-L-A-I.
One person at a time. H.
Sorry, David, go on.
J-A-I-A-L-A-I.
Did you say J or H?
J. There's no H's.
Okay, J.
A-I.
Thank you.
A-L-A-I. A-L-A-I.
A-L-A-I? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is hard-hitting stuff, guys. Stay tuned.
And I have a.
You see what I did there? I didn't even do it on purpose.
Hey, we are bringing news to the masses about different sports.
Absolutely, baby.
Hey, I got 2 movies here for you. See what you think about these.
All right.
Good, Bad, and the Ugly. 1966, Sergio Leone.
Oh yeah.
And Once Upon a Time in the West, 1968, Sergio Leone.
Love some spaghetti westerns, man.
Oh yeah. Let's go with Elijah Craig.
Awesome.
Elijah Craig Barrel Proof for the Clint Eastwood movie, Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
Yep.
And a George T. Stagg for Once Upon a Time in the West.
Okay.
So for the Eastwood movie, I would go a High West double rye and smoke a Toscana
Okay.
I like that one. Okay.
I would definitely want something that's either a high rye or like a smoke wagon, kind of something in that vein. Kind of staying in the theme,
that Western theme.
Kind of like
for the Clint Eastwood movie, I would do Woodinville. And for the spaghetti western, I would probably go like a Sazerac.
All right.
I would go with smoke wagon for the spaghetti.
High West has a campfire. It's
good.
I like the double rye. I like the double rye.
Well, listen, guys, we're at the top of the hour, so I'm going to log off so you guys can continue if you like. But it's been fun. It's been real. You guys all be safe.
Yes.
Come back and see us. What's that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, everybody
Be good to yourselves.
That's right.
Don't do anything.
I'm a log off too because tomorrow morning I got.
Yeah, you got an early day.
Kick some ass and take some names, but
business
has to get done.
Make some money, brother.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, fellas. Love you guys. See you guys next time.
Peace out. You guys know what to do. Y'all need to smash the like button, subscribe, and then follow. Turn on your notifications.
And do the notification bell.
Yeah.
Hit that thing so you know when we're going live.
Think about if you were looking up and it was Jennifer Anderson, you just got slapped with the dog.
3 times. 3 times. I told you to be a minimum of 3 times.
Yeah.
Later,
we've got the after show to go yet. We'll talk about that.
Later.
Later, brothers.
All right. See you guys.